So we're working on a 2002 Eurovan weekender, and you can see this awesome mod that was done here. We've got this beautiful antenna action going on here where they've just made a replica of the original antenna, fashioned it out of this marvelous coat hanger right here. And I mean, if you don't really know a lot about Eurovans, you might think this is actually what it's supposed to look like. But you know me, I'm just a perfectionist. I hate things to not be exactly right. We're going to try to replace this wonderfully made, handcrafted antenna with a new one that is exactly like the original, because I'm just bad that way. I can't stand when stuff is just a little bit off. So step number one, as you saw, I threw part of the antenna away onto the floor. Step number two, we're going to be getting in here on this nut, taking that loose. Okay, then you go on the inside here, and in this particular car there's a piece of sound deadening that's right here. I had to take a little plastic doodad off right here. I just unscrewed by fingers. You can see the base of the antenna right there. Okay, and then it actually comes over to this juncture right here. So I'm hoping to be able to take the antenna out, and actually just the new one actually has the same juncture in it as the old one, I do believe. Here is the new one. Don't look at the trash on my floor. Avert your eyes from that. And don't listen to me do my mouth click 500 times. This is the new one. It has the same kind of junction. So, and then you can see it's fully retractable. I mean, that's what you want when you do one of these. So we're going to go give this a shot. I will go to the next step and see what happens. Alright, I'm still working on getting this antenna out of here. Went ahead and got a 17mm deep well socket. Got this nut off. There's a piece of plastic down here also that just slides down on there. Take those two pieces off. Now you should be able to get to it from the back side over here. Let me set these over here to the side. Don't look at that stuff. That's junky. Alright, so we got, like I said, here is the antenna part sticking down over here. So I'm thinking we can either push it up, down, or something to get it out. I might have to do this off camera and come back. Let's see here. So there's like a little piece of metal down here. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of holding the very bottom tip of it. It almost acts like maybe it wants to go up. No, it's definitely not going up. I would say down. Oh, you know what? Here, I'm seeing something right here. Oh, okay, I pulled it down. It came loose. And once I get it down below a certain point, I'm going to cut, there's a little tie wrap right here. I'm going to cut that, and then I can pull it down the rest of the way. Should be able to get it out here. Let me cut this real quick. I know you all want to see every single thing that I do, and I appreciate that. Sometimes it's just nice to let me make the mistakes. Look, I found another piece of plastic that was sitting down in there, so just be careful of that. I'm pushing it down here from above. It's coming down. In the book it says to unhook the battery grounds and stuff while you're doing this. I can kind of see why, because it's coming down into some electrical cables right here. We're getting it up. Now she's come down to the point where it's kind of on an angle. I'm going to push it back up. Now it's coming out of this mount that it's sitting in here. Should be able to get it past this mount and then get it the rest of the way out, hopefully. It just barely comes past the mount. I'm taking pictures of my arm and stuff, and you guys aren't really seeing anything. All right, let me go ahead and work it some more with my other hand. I can get 2 hands on this turkey. See if we'll get her past this mount somehow. I can pull it out of here. Let me pause it. All right, so what I had to do, I had to push it up in there more and then kind of tilt it on an angle. Or no, I'm sorry, I pulled it down into the holder more. Then I tilted it on an angle towards the front of towards the rear of the van and pushed it up on an angle like that. And then I could get it out of the holder. I actually unscrewed this other junction. That easily unscrews. It's like a coaxial junction right there. All right, and here's the old beautiful antenna is out. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the new one in the exact same way. Just push it up forward into the car like this. Kind of there's a big empty spot. Then you pull it back down, scoot it up to go through the hole and make sure it's in that holder piece in the bottom. Once you get it out the top hole here, you want to make sure you got the proper angle, which is going to be like this, I guess. You can put your plastic pieces back on to make it, get back to where it wants to be. So let me go ahead and try putting the new one in. I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so I got the new one installed here already. Basically what I did is what I told you. I kind of took it in here on an angle and pushed it up that way until I could get it far enough so I could push the base of it down into this little carrier here. Then you have to pull it down, this aluminum piece down, and feel into the hole up here with your finger. There's a hole. You'll feel the tip of this thing. When you push it down far enough, it'll actually come near the hole. Then you start pushing it back up until this section comes out of the hole. And when it's all the way out, when it gets close to the end, you give this thing a little spin, and you'll feel it has like see how this, let me go back up here. You see how this is kind of on an angle, okay? At the base, it's on an angle, and there's actually an angled piece that's on it. Let me show you the old one. See how it has this angled piece on the bottom. So once you get it up to where it's starting to come out of the hole, you kind of twist it and you'll feel it keeps going up a little bit till it hits this angle properly. That'll be as far up as it can go. If you twisted it more, it'd start coming back down. Okay, so you want it to be coming out of the hole, fully seated up there. And when you do that, that other base mount thing, it'll be right near the very bottom, like down here. That's how you kind of know you got it seated in there properly. And so we got some new pieces here with our new antenna. I've got like a grommet that goes down here at the bottom. I've got this plastic piece, which is angled. And that's going to have to match up with the angle of the thing. So you can kind of see we kind of put them down in there, get them going, and then once we got them down in there where we want them, you put your nut back down on here. You want to make sure when you put this nut on, the sleeve part, okay, is facing down. That's just how they go. And then once you get that where you want it, you just do it with your fingers, because if you start out with the tool, all this stuff is kind of what they call pot metal. That's what I call it. It's this really, really cheesy metal, and if you don't at least get it somewhat of the way on there with your fingers and you put the tool on right away, you're going to strip it out or you're going to cross thread it, and then you're going to be crying. So that is my video here on this. Maybe I'll do one more once I get it fully put in. Alright, so I got this antenna installed here. You just have to be a little bit careful when you put this seal down here. You want to get it on top. You want to get this plastic piece on the seal, pushed all the way down, and then put your nut on. But I actually tightened it almost all the way down just by finger tight. Okay, so I got it on here finger tight. that should be good to go. The only other issue I'm running into right now is that the new cable, it has the same kind of junction on the end, but wow, I mean, you can see how extra long it is. It's like a good 4 foot or 5 foot, and the old one was actually 1 foot or less. So what I'm gonna try to do is just take all this extra cable, just kind of wrap it around, put it over here to the side and tie wrap it, and just get rid of the extra length that way. But we have our junction that it's going to mate up to right here, so it's nice. It's right here in the engine bay. You don't have to rip the whole dash apart to change this out. I'm pretty sure that's going to fit. And then once I'm all done, I'm going to push this, sound deadening material back up in here, and we should be good to go. So that's your antenna for your Eurovan. This is a 2002 model, but I'm sure they're probably pretty much all the same. And when we get all done, I mean, that just looks better. I'm sorry. I know some of you folks really liked the coat hanger one, but this just looks way better, and it's got to get better reception. Okay. So that's my small video about changing out a Eurovan antenna. You can buy them on my website, www.vanagain.com, and just please give us a call or an email. Or if you have already bought your antenna somewhere else and you just wanted to see how to put it in, you can donate to us on our website via PayPal. We definitely appreciate $10 donation, $5 donation, $20, whatever you want to do. We just try to help you out, and that'll allow us to make more videos in the future. So thank you for watching this video, and hope you have a great day with your van, and just get more smiles per miles.